Hello, guys, and welcome to Birding Live on location coming from Europe. My name's Günther, and I'm literally above the headquarters of Swarovski Optik in Austria, so in the Alps. Directly behind me, you can see the city of Innsbruck, where you can take the Nordkette cable car right up here, taking you up here within 15 minutes. And I'd like to show you today some birds typical for this region up here. There should be some around. As you see, it was snowing recently. It still is actually. The last 2 days, we have already had summer days in this region with 25 degrees Celsius and more. So let's hope I can show you some birds later on. But we have a lot of other friends and birders from all over the place in Europe using our optics and showing you birds from all the way from Spain, France, Netherlands, Denmark, England, Scotland, all the way up to Sweden. So I hope you enjoy the show as much as I will, and let's try see what we have there. Hi Justin, how you doing?
Hi Gunther, good thanks. I'm here with Craig. We're at Bempton Cliffs in England, which is on the East Yorkshire coast. So it's a fantastic place for seabirds, as you can see.
Should be able to see a puffin there, I think, on screen at the moment. So
nice.
We've got puffin and kittiwake in view on the cliff. So we're quite lucky because we've been really strong winds recently and a lot of the birds left out to sea. But the last 2 days, they've been coming ashore again. So there's plenty on the cliff to show you.
So are you standing right in front of the cliff, or?
Yeah, we're on a viewpoint. At Bempton, there's various viewpoints that allow safe viewing of the cliff, and we're tucked in a corner of one of those at the moment.
Yeah,
wow,
we're literally
that's awesome.
Yeah, just a few meters away from some of the seabirds. Yeah, and spectacular scenery as well. Absolutely stunning scenery. We've got the sun out. It's a little bit chilly though, but I'm not complaining because it looks a lot colder where you are.
Yeah, it is. Actually, it's quite okay. It's slightly below zero, but you know, it looks a bit more comfy in your place, and there are more birds in your place as well. So pretty cool.
Yeah, thousands of them at the moment.
There's a colony of over 200,000 seabirds here. So they're part of these large chalk cliffs, about 130 meters tall, where we stood. So there's thousands of seabirds in front of it at the moment.
Hi, Nicholas.
Hi. I'm here in Lake Hornborga. It's a major stopover for cranes. And today there is like 10,000 of them here.
Wow.
They eat grains that are put out to them.
That looks amazing.
They are
fantastic birds. Fantastic birds.
Yeah,
they're still quite a rare bird in the UK.
You have some whooper swans as well in here. So how much do you see them in Britain?
Sorry, say it again.
The whooper swan. How much do you see that one in Great Britain?
I'm struggling. We're struggling to hear you. There's a bit of wind noise.
Yeah. But the crane, you have them, don't you? There's a lapwing flying just over. Oh, I can see a razorbill on your screen. Yeah, some mating. Beautiful.
Hey guys, we do have an Alpine center here. So pretty amazing bird.
I've seen that one in Sweden actually.
Yeah, have
One.
you? Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, I have. Yeah, on an island, Gotland. That's a really rare visitor in Sweden. So I got there last year. I got the one. It's a really nice bird.
It is. It's like it's very secretive, so it's hiding in walls and rocks. And usually, there's several females and males at once in one territory, and they have this poly polygynandrous, so meaning several males mate with several females, and the other way around. So this is quite outstanding.
So, yeah, well, do they begin breeding?
I don't think so. I don't actually know because I've been up here last week, but I haven't seen any signs. Yeah, so they should be starting
Yeah.
soon, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of air in its plumage currently because of the cold weather. It's quite nice. Usually they are gone pretty fast when choughs come in or snowfinches, but currently it's very quiet here, so they're out there trying to get some. Yeah, I was trying to get some bird seeds out there, but they prefer getting things out from the mud. Oh, cool, Thomas. What do you have? What do you have there?
Ah,
Woodpecker,
hey guys.
nice.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm here from the woods of Denmark, actually.
Oh, cool.
Just across the pond from Niklas. So I'll be in Helsingør in North Denmark at the moment. And
Yeah,
basically set
I would have
myself up
expected you in the north of Norway, Thomas.
Well, under normal conditions, that's where I would be. I think you are dressed more appropriate than I am right now.
I'm
in
dressed as
almost a
you are
t-shirt.
usually. What do you have there? Great spotted?
Yeah, great spotted woodpecker. Here's the male.
Cool. Yeah.
Actually, I've set this little feeder up, so I'm just basically going to be hopefully providing you guys with some close-up views of various North Danish forest birds. Oops, there he flew.
Do you know, did they start drumming already? I mean, because they're quite silent here still in our area.
Yeah, well, there's quite a lot of birds around here now. They're building their nests. We have at this feeder, we just set this feeder up just a little bit over a week ago. So it's not that elaborate yet. I plan for it to be. But we've had some 20 plus species on the feeder already. So we're pretty happy with that. And yeah. I guess
Hi there, Tomo.
Look at that, eiders. I love eiders.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I know. We were thinking about you there. I mean, normally you're far up in northern Norway, and we're here. So I'm Dan, and here with Rachel, and we're on the Iton Estuary in Aberdeenshire in Scotland. And yeah, we have a fantastic population of eiders here, which unfortunately has declined, but there's still several hundred birds here at the moment, and they're just gearing up for the breeding season. So it's currently high tide, or just turned high tide. Yeah, we've got some big flocks that are just all resting up on the banks, as you can see, and hopefully we'll have a few little groups of males all doing their funky displays.
That looks absolutely
yeah,
amazing.
what else we've got? Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a pretty nice day here. Last week we came up and it was freezing. This Arctic blast that's hit everybody wasn't that pleasant. It's completely different today. Oh, we've got loads of oyster catchers at the back there.
Yeah, it looks like a flock of sandling as well. From what I can tell, there's knot and redshank in there, and yeah, oyster catchers and a few other bits and pieces. But it seems like we've got some of the better weather in Scotland as opposed to everywhere else at the moment, which makes a very pleasant change. Yeah, you can see these loafing flocks here, the eiders just resting up at the moment. And this area is really, really good for a whole bunch of things. So not only the eiders here to breed, but lots of terns coming in as well. In fact, the whole lot has just got up.
I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, a huge flock of terns have just gone. And apologies, there's a helicopter about to fly over us.
Yeah.
that gets a bit loud. What have you got, Tormod? Is that?
Oh, just the coal tit just arrived. That was actually a
Aw.
new bird for the bird feeder today. That was very nice to see. It's a
They're so
species
cute.
I'm not that familiar with, actually. I mean, for the people who know me, I'm more used to Arctic birding, and so I'm actually quite excited about seeing various kinds of tits and forest birds. And we just had hawfinch here yesterday. That was a huge highlight. So yeah, good mix of birds.
Yeah, so you're in an urban location here then, Tormod? Ah, God, all right. Over to Catalonia. What have we got here?
Hi, Ricard. What did you say?
Ah,
Very nice to look at.
it looks like a very, very, very Spain there. Oh, he's
Back to
gone,
that.
blown away. Inclement Mediterranean weather, so much for climate change. That's what I say. You need to move to Scotland. It's fantastic. Let's see what else we've got up here. All right, let me pan quickly. And lots and lots of riders, all sandwich turn whizzing
We
through.
did have something very cute on the beach just earlier.
More iders, more. Aha, there we go.
There it is.
Okay, not birds.
Sorry, guys, I'm going non-birding with this one. This is a little pup of a grey seal. So that would have been born back in October, November time. And it's just chilling out on the sand. Parents probably just gone off for a feed in the sea as it's high tide. There's a lot of them in the water at the moment. But yeah, there's a few of those. Unfortunately for us, the wind's slightly in the wrong direction and the seals are actually hauled out around the corner, so you can't see them, but we do have a few pups.
Ooh.
But Anton and Leah, what have you got in France?
Hi.
Hi.
So we are on a rush. We're going to wish you helicopter flying over our spot. So right now we have a great cormorants, and so we are searching for waders, ducks, and there are lapwings flying over too. So I'm trying to wait a little bit.
Oh, so oh my God. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I'll tell you what, can we trade a few items for some of those cranes?
Yeah, we could use one or two. Yeah, and they're really declining in Sweden, the iders. That's really a pity. But the cranes, they are really thriving. And in the background here is some vision. Well.
So how many cranes have you got there, Nicholas?
It's about, at the moment, it's about 10,000, but it has been a lot more, like 20,000 cranes. When I was like 15, 16 years old, I was here the first time. At that time, 5,000 was a really huge number, but today, it's really cracking how many birds there are here. So that it has almost been a little bit of a problem, actually, that the birds, the cranes, they do eat some chicks and from other birds, and that's been some discussion of if it's really good to feed them with grains as they do.
Hello, everybody from Diego Delta in Catalonia, in northeastern Spain, and you were talking about the cranes that were overwintering in Iberia for the whole season and just departed about a month ago. I see they are now in the top of Europe. That is nice. And here we have one of the flamingos, of the 14,000 flamingos pairs that bred last year here. And this is one of the juveniles. And the amazing thing is that they are at sea They are not in a wetland, but they are on the beach. So the beach here is not expected to see anything, but in this case, as you see in the end, these are flamingos having taking a bath, I would say, because it's a very cold day and there's no one at the beach but the birds. And we are going to see some of them, beginning with these long-legged creatures and following with others. We will see and we will attempt to find later on. We've just seen one flamingo ring in the Camar, by the way, with a yellow ring, an adult, which is around. And some of those are also ring. I see now one with a white ring coming from Spain. Let me see. Here it is. If you see a flamingo with, or any other birds with a coded ring on the leg, on the tarsi, it might be a gull, it might be a heron or a flamingo. Try to contact the proper ringer. There is a website covering all the ringing programs in Europe. So important data can be gathered thanks to this. What's that incredible male Ada? We've got one this year here as well, but only one. I assume you're getting quite a few more.
So you've just got the one ringed bird that you can see today with us?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You have, yeah. Okay, yeah. I believe there was a flock from, was it France or Spain, that made it all the way to Northern Europe last year. So they're definitely capable of some pretty incredible movements and fairly eruptive by the sounds of things. I mean, the birds that are ringed where you are, in terms of recoveries, where else have they come from or gone to?
We're going to have a look at these. You may notice the flamingos are well into the sea, and because of we are in the mouth of a lagoon. So actually, these are not very salty but brackish. And we've got here one interesting issue. Let me have a look. Here they are. Slender bill gulls with a little egret, also near the flamingos. Notice the very slender bill and the white-headed shape of the adult, which is one of the differences with black-headed gull, by the way. These are some of the adults become pinky in the underparts, others remain a bit more white. And this is a little egret now, also, with in this mouth of the Les Olles Lagoon by the Ampolla municipality in the northern part of the Ebro Delta. It has been raining until now, but the weather, despite the a bit dark and cold, has brought us a lot of migrants. So is it the case elsewhere? How is the population doing in France?
Here with migrant plover, and it is feeding. Here you can have also kentish ones, but right now we just have this one species. We can see a dunlin as well on the left side. I don't know if you can put it on the camera. I think there's 3 of them.
Yes.
Yeah, just
on the left, yes.
Yeah, you got it? Yeah, so here, Delian feeding too. And we are now at kind of March that will disappear when the summer will go on. So we are enjoying the last water from the winter to see some waders, and this is quite good. So, and on the beach behind us, we can the Kentish plover is breeding. So the season just started, and we have volunteers trying to find nests following the breeding season. So what do you have in Catalonia?
So these are slender-billed gulls genei, which are also breeding in southern France. And I'm going to try to. This is the adult. You see the pinkish underparts, which now it's moving to the left because they are looking for fish here in the shallow areas of the mouth of the Suez Canal, which is an important. This is an interesting place for whales, actually, and one of the best of slender bills, all in all. Yes, they breed here also in the Ebro Delta together with Hadwine's gull. There was an Hadwine's before, but yesterday we recorded that they were already on eggs. So breeding season has already begun for most of these species.
Are we on? No. Yes. Not, there, your picture's gone. Your picture. Alter the picture. What do you mean? Oh, I see.
Hi there, Tim.
Hi there. Can you hear me, everyone?
I can hear you, and I can see you've got something on the nest, I think.
Yeah, we have indeed. Right, brilliant. Yeah, welcome everybody to Rutland and one of our breeding pairs of ospreys. She's on the nest at the moment. We're waiting for the male to come in. He went off fishing about 20 minutes ago, so hopefully we'll see some activity soon. This is Maya, one of the birds that was reared here, but I started this whole osprey project 25 years ago this year, bringing ospreys back to England after an absence of 150 years. So we did a great translocation project, and now we're in one of our great hides overlooking the reservoir. She's sitting currently on 3 eggs. So hopefully, they will hatch in about 25 days' time now. So she's got a lot of sitting around to do. He came in yesterday with about this time with a very nice perch, very nice little fish. So who's just can hopefully that things will happen very soon. So I'll keep you alert for anything that happens. We've got some goldeneye under the actual nest itself, but to be honest with you, apart from some very close. Green woodpecker just yelled, yeah, as they tend to do. And a couple of Canada geese here, which I desperately wanted to show Nicholas, but I think he may grip me off later on with a pair. But hey, it's great to be birding live on location with Swarovski. Here in Europe, we've got some incredible birds, and of course, in Rutland at the moment, we've got some weird weather. We've got sunshine. We had snow a couple of days ago. We've got quite strong northeasterly winds at the moment, but migration is happening. We had our first lesser whitethroats, and we're hoping nightingales should come tomorrow. So it's all happening.
Great. And Tim, did I hear correctly? You said that what we're looking at is one of the pairs of ospreys.
Yeah, we've got. Well, it's the only pair that we have nesting actually on the reserve, but in the area we've got 11 breeding pairs. They all originate from the birds I started bringing over in the late 1990s. Started it in 96, and then. But the great thing is, a lot of our birds are now moving out, and the young. We've had over 160 chicks have actually fledged now since we started the project, and they're breeding in Wales. They're breeding different parts of the country. I think the male is coming in. I gather. Let's just see where he comes in. Let's just see.
Is he just, hang on a sec, guys. He hasn't got any fish, so he won't want to hit.
Oh no, he'll get a telling off. He hasn't come back with a fish, so hopefully he'll try again. There's quite a lot of ripple on the water at the moment, so he's probably finding it quite hard to find somewhere on the reservoir where he can find some still water to sort of see the fish. And this time of year, because the water level's quite cold, the water's quite cold. Of course, there's only a few fish, such as pike and maybe a few perch, that are on, close to the surface. So later on, of course, they'll come in with a whole massive range of fish. And each year, the water company put in about 32 tons of, would you believe, trout, which are then, taken out by the fly fishermen. Well, some of them anyway, some by the ospreys as well. And of course, the cormorants. We've got a huge nesting colony of cormorants here now.
And this female by name, obviously. And do they come back in the same pairs? Do they pair for life, or do they switch each year?
Yeah, No, very much pair for life. They go off independently. We've got some satellite track birds, which again, if you look at our site ospreys.org.uk, you know, you'll be able to sort of find them. There's one bird still on its way up from Africa, but these two birds arrived, would you believe, they're different parts of Africa, we assume, because they're not satellite tracked. One is an unringed, the female mare, the only reason why I call her that is because she's unringed. She's probably a Scottish bird, but the male is number 33, again, born here probably 6-7 years ago now. And they've been breeding on this site now for probably 4 years. And in the last 3 years, she's been laying 4 eggs and rearing all 4 chicks, which is incredible, really. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, really. And although I can't see the other nests from here, you know, the nearest one is probably about a mile away, but they're on private land, and we've got really good relationships with the landowners, which is really important, of course. Yeah, I don't know where the male is. That's so frustrating. He within the hour he may come back, but as I say, he's probably struggling a little bit at the moment. Oh wow, do I love guillemots? That's they are amazing, aren't they? Fantastic. So how many guillemots have you got nesting there on Bempton at the moment?
There's about 60,000 pairs of guillemots and 20,000 pairs of razorbills, Tim. So yeah, the 20,000 pairs of razorbills. On the screen now, I think we've got 2 razorbills, but we're just seeing more and more birds returning to the colony day by day because of the strong winds, as you know, that we've had. The whole colony cleared out, so we're really glad the winds have dropped and birds are returning. So massive counts of razorbills past Flamborough in the last few days, 133,000, which must be the bulk of the North Sea population. So it's yeah, interesting to see them coming back.
Oh, yeah, we were panicking a bit because just 2 or 3 days ago, I spoke to Craig and asked him what the situation was like, and he says pretty dire because the only thing that were on the cliffs were gannets, rock doves, and jackdaws. I think. Yeah, and everything else was just cleared out, gone back out to sea. So we were a little bit worried and concerned, but obviously the winds eased the last couple of days, and things have started to come back. Really
fantastic.
Yeah, we were the same up here. We went down to the cliffs just to the south, and it was exactly the same. There was hardly anything on the cliffs at all. Some crows and some rock doves. That was it.
Yeah, I'm really glad you guys have got some birds. I mean, luckily with the Python, there's always something happening here, whether it's the Idas, which are now back to breed. But I mean, we're the same with the tern colony. And when we were here last week, there were just 6 sandwich terns. But there's a few more today.
There's quite a few more. I don't know if you can hear them. Maybe not at the moment. The Idas were making an awesome sound. The male Idas trying to win the females, and I know Dan does a very good impression of them, actually, just to give you an idea of what it sounds like.
Well, that sounds real. That's pretty impressive. Is that actually the Ida or Dan?
No, that was me. But yeah, it's incredible, the sound here. We've got this kind of backdrop of this amazing Ida cooing, and the absolute creaks of the sandwich terns as well. So it's a particularly atmospheric place to be at the moment. And I got a young male there, Ida there in the field of view, just walking down towards the water's edge. Or a nice pair swimming in there from the left. So the females all prepping to breed. They breed just on the dunes and the moor behind this estuary. And so we were watching them actually just before we came on then, tending to their plumage, and you could see bits of eider down coming out and floating down onto the water and then away. But there'll be a lot of eider down on this landscape.
Hey guys, great over there. So
is it still snowing?
Yeah,
what
meanwhile, I've had a wild wagtail lamb here in the second Alpine Center, but they are gone by now. But what I found in the cliffs up there is a chamois grazing. So it's in the middle of a wall, like literally a vertical wall, and there's one single chamois grazing up there. It's quite typical for here. And yeah, usually you see them on where the snow is gone on the Alpine meadows. But yeah, it's interesting. So I can show you the whole cliff face. Wait a bit. So, as you see, it's just vertical up there.
Gee, whereas it's phenomenal these things have adapted to survive in such harsh, extreme places as that. Absolutely amazing. It looked earlier like it was pouring the ground, so presumably it's trying to break through the snow to graze on, well, what on earth, what's growing under the snow there, Gunther? Lichens, mosses, some tiny grasses, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's trying to get to. Like, I guess that's the region up there, the location up there was already rid of snow, so I think it was already green up there a bit, or sunny at least, and just covered with fresh snow. So maybe it finds something that's like actually good food.
Wow. You know, Gunther, do things like snowfinches actually follow along behind species like chamois and ibex for when they've cleared the ground, so they can feed too?
I haven't observed that behavior yet. I mean, there's plenty of snowfinches around here, so you usually find them closely to cable car stations or nesting on cable car poles even. But I haven't seen this observed this behavior of following chamois or ibex.
Okay, yeah, I'm not surprised that they hang around closer to the cable car stations. Easy meals there, I'm guessing, with all the, well, I was going to say tourists, not many tourists at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a few sandling there in our field of view. They've just, as the tide's dropping, it's revealing a bit of mud, a bit of wet sand, and these sandling are just...
It seems I just lost you. Rachel, Dan, you still there? Hey, Mark, I think we lost Rachel there. So,
fantastic to see you in the mountains there. The snow cover that you've got, is that normal this time of year?
No, not really. Like April, we usually, like last year, it was warm and dry, so like summer temperatures almost. But you know, April is always good for snow in the Alps. So yeah, 2 days ago it was green, and now it's snowing again. So yeah, I guess it's going to stay a while longer like that. But bird life, so migration is pretty strong already. I mean, there's less birds going through the Alps here around this region, but nevertheless, we feel migration.
Oh, that's good. I'm here in the Netherlands in the middle of the country, and we're seeing migration now the last couple of weeks. Swallows have come back, not in huge numbers, but they're coming through. I'm now stood by grey heron colony, and you might see, if you're lucky, a bit of white at the bottom of the screen. You'll see a grey heron sort of in the middle of the view. That's on a nest, and due to the wind, it's keeping sort of its head down and lying down. The white that you see there is a spoonbill. Unfortunately, again, that's keeping a bit out the way, but it's got a nest there, so we've got
down below.
That's quite unusual for inland in the Netherlands. So there's 3,500 pairs of spoonbill in the Netherlands, but the majority of those are on the coast. So inland, that's quite unusual. But unfortunately, due to the wind, they're keeping down a bit. Wow, incredible landscape you have there.
It doesn't look so windy as your place, to be honest. Yeah,
well,
it's quite incredible here.
I probably haven't got the wind you've got at that altitude, but
I don't really have winds here right now. It's actually really quiet. The forecast was strong wind and snow, but you can see the clouds open now. We have clear skies, and that's the city where, to the eastern part of it, the headquarters of Swarovski Optik is located. But as I said before, regarding bird migration, so it's mentioned swallows coming in, so that as well. And up here, usually I would be able to showing you a few more species. Up here, like for example, the golden eagle, which we have in quite high numbers. So all the territories here are actually full with those, and youngsters need to find new territories. Alone, this region has 21 breeding pairs and 250 individuals in Austria, so it's quite considerable. Hey Niklas, what have you got there?
Hi, it's a lapwing. It's a lot of here today, and not so many waders, but here's one anyway, a lapwing. And beside, to the left of the lapwing, two whopper swans. That is another success story in Sweden. Like the cranes, they have increased really a lot over the last decades. But that's not what we can say about the ducks. Here comes two teals. A male to the right, and the female brown to the left. Yeah.
Nice.
They have declined a lot, like 30 to 50% the last 30 years. So that one is now red listed as vulnerable. So that's really sad. And the same is with two ducks that we have in quite high numbers here today, pintail and widgeon. So these three ducks have in common that they have decreased a lot here in Sweden, of quite unknown reasons actually. Maybe it's wetlands that are getting less of, or there might be some other reason as well, but that's the fact.
Teals were coming through here also already, but I only saw one pair here. But usually we don't have them, so they're only migrating through here.
Yeah, and here's two widgeons, great.
Nice.
And the male with a white forehead, and the female just in front of him, and black-headed gull here.
Black-headed gull, yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a bit upset. I'm here in the north, and you came to your down south, and you got all mountains, and I got just lowland.
Well, you got no snow. It looks, and a lot of birds. Actually pretty cool. If you ask me.
Yeah. From the mountains through the plains to the stills. Just arrived a few days ago from Africa. And still now in the canals, because those devoted to rice field cultivation is now dry, they are going to flood next week. And for that reason, birds waders are mostly concentrated either in maize or in the canals like now, like these stills, which are also with good sandpiper calling now around.
Yeah.
And there are a few birds around, always all of them feeding in the canals, waiting for the rice fields to be available. Kentish plover, is it?
Oh, hi. Hi. So we have here a ring Kentish plover. It's a female. And I don't know if you can see, but there is some colored rings on the legs. So here in Brittany, we have a banding program. We try to follow the bird during the breeding season. And here the population is decreasing, so all around Brittany we have volunteers who are recruited through the breeding season to try to follow the reproduction of these birds. And here we are on a really nice beach with also a great surf spot. So there is a lot of disturbance. And the human activities here are really an issue for the conservation of this bird. So we might show you the landscapes. It's a sun beach.
the best spot in Brittany for the surfing. The name is the Torch. Every year there are the championships.
You can also see some sunbathing at the back. So, oh, you have gannets here?
Hi there. Yeah, we're back with the gannets at Bempton. So how many pairs is there, Craig?
Just under 15,000 pairs now. So
I think they're still increasing every year.
yeah, it's the seabird that's doing really well. So because they're a deep diver, they're finding plenty of food. There's quite a few of the birds that are surface feeders, like kittiwakes around here. They're struggling a bit, and productivity is low.
Yeah, it's good news really that one at seabirds is still doing pretty well, really.
Yeah.
So most of your gannets back now, guys.
What are your seabirds doing like up there? They're not doing too great, are they, Dan?
No, they're not. No, so Ida has had a massive decline here. There used to be 6,000 Idas, and there's now a few hundred, unfortunately. Sandwich tern's been going up, which is good. And it looks like black-headed gulls have gone up a bit as well over the last few years. But yeah, I think most seabirds tend to be struggling around the British coast, I think, at the moment. Yeah, how many pairs of gannets do you say you guys have got?
15,000, just under.
Wow.
Yeah, they started off when I started birding in the late 70s. There were about 300 pairs. So they're still on an exponential increase. So they're doing quite well here. But I think most of the Bempton colony don't rely on sand eels. They feed on sprats, which are still in good numbers around here. So that's probably a difference between here and your northern colonies.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I think I'm just moving to the back here. So these are our sandwich terns, which are currently gathering. Unfortunately, they're a little bit away from us. So apologies if they're a bit small on the screen. 800 pairs, I think, was the last count. Last year, the year before. So a reasonable number. 1,800 pairs of common and Arctic terns, and 2,000 pairs of black-headed gulls, all breeding in the dunes behind us.
And let's not forget
pretty impressive.
the 105,000 grey seals that we've got. Not here,
I was
obviously.
going to say, there's a lot of grey seals here. I haven't seen that many.
In Scotland, we've got about 40% of the world's population of grey seals. I'm going for the seals on this one.
Yeah, they seem to be doing all right, the seals here. But yeah, these sandwich terns are literally fresh back in as well. So they're all sort of just trying to pair up. They would have come up from southern Western Africa, which is where most of these go to winter, which is a pretty massive migration. I'm guessing your gannets are heading down off Western Africa and Iberia and places like that.
Yeah, it appears we've got a question from Julia. Why are the seabirds so much on the decline? Now, I'll let Craig answer that. If I may.
It's down to food availability, Julia. So many of these seabirds are struggling to find the food that they once did, and that's particularly prevalent in Scotland, where a lot of the seabirds rely on feeding their young with sand eels, and sand eels are declining, possibly as a result of fishing and overfishing, but also with climate change. A lot of species are moving, and fish stocks are not what they used to be. Well, as I said earlier, here in Yorkshire, a lot of the seabirds are feeding on sprats rather than sand eels, and they're still in good numbers. So this Yorkshire colony, most of the seabirds here are increasing.
Yeah, and you tend to, we're finding as well that a lot of birds in general, not just seabirds, you've got southern Mediterranean species like egrets and herons, which are colonising Britain from the Mediterranean. And then we've got species like snow bunting, which breed in Scotland on the mountain tops, and they're drastically declining. and it appears as though climate change is probably involved. And this could have something to do with the seabirds as well, because a lot of the seabirds that we get breeding in this country are northern breeders. You get a lot of seabirds in Norway, Scandinavia. So, you know, that could be a reason. Climate change. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, there must be a lot of pressures there, guys. I mean, a lot of our beaches as well, of course, are now really popular places for people to come and walk, enjoy, exercise their dogs, and that has a real impact on seabirds, particularly these kind of shore nesting ones like terns. Wow,
Yeah.
Guys!
You must
Pretty
be really
impressive.
close to the edge.
Well, we're actually stood on a platform. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 of these platforms here, and luckily we've got it to ourselves at the moment.
Yeah,
everyone's it's getting to that time of day when most people have gone home. So
amazing day.
Stunning. Yeah, the sun's shining, a little bit chilly, but not complaining.
Yeah, that's not a bad location to be at. Tell you what, the UK does pretty well for seabirds overall. It's got some pretty phenomenal experiences, not just the scenery, but the number of birds as well. So yeah, nice one, guys.
Yeah, Claire's put on love Bempton. Yeah, it's a stunning place. Stunning place. It's one of my favourite places. I live about an hour and a half away from Bempton, and I usually come up here at least 5 or 6 times a year. Photography, for photography, I digiscope, as you know, Dan, and it's just a fantastic place with all the seabirds to photograph.
Yeah, it really is. You can just lose yourself for hours there, can't you? No matter what you're into, whether it's just watching or digiscoping or SLRs or anything else, it's just a phenomenal place.
Yeah,
We've got a sandling here doing the 100-meter sprint. It's racing towards the lowest bit, desperately trying to get into some good feeding. There's been a fair few here. It's probably sort of 50 or 60. But they've just started breaking up and going off now, like these guys racing to get the feeding. Oh, you see a little flock whizzing by there.
The same with the eiders. The tide's dropping and the eiders are heading out. There's a big mussel bed in the middle of the estuary that they'll be feeding on.
Yeah, let's see if we can find a few more. You might have noticed when we were just getting the answer there about the decline in seabirds, and we had an eider in our field of view, which was a cracking male there doing that woo display. So flinging his head back.
What display? What was
woo. Yeah, if only there was a female eider around, I tell you. But yeah, they're all just starting to wake up a bit now, just doing a bit of preening, and yeah, it looks like they're about to head out and start foraging over the mussel beds. But what's really interesting, these guys tend to dive pretty shallow, just a few meters, 3, 4, 5 meters. But there has been a velvet scoter in here, which is pretty unusual in itself, in the estuary. But I think they hold the record around here for the deepest diving ducks, heading down to about 55 meters, if I remember rightly. I'm not sure whether I can see it at this moment in time, but we'll keep an eye open and see if we can get it in the scope. What have you guys got there back on the cliff? Oh, I've got Tim coming in. Excellent. Hi, Tim. What's happening at your end?
Right. Hi. Yeah, we're. Yeah, nothing. He still hasn't come back, which is really frustrating. We've got a pair of gadwall very close, and 1 or 2 golden eyes, well, a pair of grey lags just flying past. But I really want to concentrate on trying to get this male coming back in. We saw him distantly flying. And if you look here, you can see our blow up here, this amazing stately home way in the distance, and we can see him flying over that just now, and that's probably about what would be about 2 miles from here, I think, something like this. But there's some fantastic ancient woodland next to it, which is really good for different breeding birds, which in fact is where one of the ospreys is currently nesting. If you want to see goldeneye or some gadwall, see if they're still there. I can put them on. I'll have a word with Dale, see whether he's keen to see that. But it's really frustrating. Yesterday he behaved beautifully, as you can imagine. But then again, that's working with wildlife, isn't it? Those eiders, I just love them. Yeah, we have had eiders here on, I think, 1 or 2 occasions in 45 years. And as you say, they're just one of my favourite birds. Amazing.
Oh, Gunther, is that the Accentor?
That's the accent again. Yeah, I just tried finding some snowfinches and trying finding the wagtail, the white wagtail again, but it seems to have gone, and it's getting cold up here. Like really much colder, and it seems also a bit darker. So I guess that's it from this place almost. Also rock ptarmigans are also some birds you can find up here later in the evening or early in the morning, but today we don't have the luck, it seems.
That's the real shame.
No worries. I mean, just come over here at some time and can try finding some.
We'll have to as soon as we're allowed. What temperature is it with you now? Oh, we've got Rick on as well.
My guess is like -4 to -5, but windy, so the wind makes the wind chill, makes it cold. Oh, black-winged stilt, nice, cool.
Yes, they are feeding and battling with the other waders, trying to flush them away from their hunting places. Indeed, there is a lot of activity around, but no one dares to land on the canal because of the stilts flushing everybody out. And they have a number of good sandpipers, little ring plovers and others doing the way around. But again, these territorial stilts, which are about to start breeding in few days, I would say, do not allow the others to land nearby. And that's, this is Razorbill. Some of these come to the Mediterranean to spend the winter, but since the crash of some of the Northern Atlantic populations, numbers have dropped, and we have got them into the red data book, into our endangered species catalog as a wintering species. I don't know how is the situation doing over there. Are the Razorbill breeding populations getting recovered? They don't say anything. The Razorbills, I mean. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I know that team loves ducks, and so I've tried to focus on ducks. I think from here we have the pintail. It's just in the middle. It's a Virgin up to the left now in the middle of the picture, but in the middle of the sleeping there, it's a pintail. And among the pintail, it's more Virgins and perhaps some teal. And here comes some whooping swans again. I had like 3 white-tailed seagulls here before. And you were talking about the common eider that has been declining here as well. And one reason to that is that the white-tailed seagull has increased so much that it takes a lot of eiders, mostly females. So there's like 5 males to 1 female now in the Baltic Sea. So they're really struggling at the moment. But also one black kite here before. Maybe that does that astonishing, but that's a bird that haven't been breeding in Sweden before, but began to breed the last couple of years. Yes, maybe a climate effect that as well. We were talking about that before here, and there was published recently about that's Bird Atlas over whole of Europe, and what you can see there is that the birds, the species numbers in north are increasing, species are decreasing. That's a very that's due to the climate change.
Hi, Nicholas. You mentioned that you had far more male sea eagles than females. Do you know why that is?
Can you repeat that question? But else I didn't hear exactly what you said.
If I heard correctly, you said there were 5 times as many males as females.
That was the eiders, the common eider.
Oh, sorry, I misheard the species.
Not the seagulls. No. So that's about the common eider. But I think that there are not that situation in other parts of Europe. It's more in the Baltic Sea for reason, and maybe that is because of the seagulls.
So the grey heron I've got, the grey heron I've got now is on the nest. I just saw a crane with you walking through the image. Are those nesting but near you, or are they migrants?
Nice.
So Nicholas, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was interested, the crane that you had, those are sort of staging birds?
These cranes that we have here, they are just passing through. They winter in Spain, and they spur on several places on their way up to the breeding sites. More up in Sweden, and they stay here because in the 19th century there was a distillery here, and they used potatoes, and some of these potatoes they were stuck in the soil over the winter, and when the cranes came here, these potatoes were really they had a lot of sugar in it, so they stayed here to eat from it, and that is why they have been staying here. And nowadays they really try to put out grains to them.
Oh, they've got you. Hi, Nicholas. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I have some of your goldeneye that will be coming to you soon, I think.
Oh, nice.
We have several. We had over 450 a few days ago, but now they're declining.
Here is a black kite. It's coming.
And let me see if I can see the males. There's another one there. But there are some males, I think. Let me go out here. So the males are somewhere here. Where are the males? Wow. Oh, lovely. Wow, black kite. That would be a great bird.
Yeah.
And anywhere in the UK. I just need to... I had all the males just now, but... See them all the way out here. Is that them there?
So you get a little bit jealous there of him.
Yeah, well...
Nice to hear.
Sorry, here we go. Hang on, just tiny bit more. It's really hard to find them. Oh, I just love that call. There you go.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So this golden eye obviously will be leaving us very, very soon, and one or two males sometimes stay with us for the summer, but obviously not breeding. They do breed in Scotland in small numbers, but yeah, it's really nice. That's good. I'm pleased you can see that. So, have you got any golden eye, Nicholas?
Yes, I have. They are here at the moment, but a little bit out in the lake here, so not that close that as the widgeons and the teals are. But they are here as well as the ducks as well, and we had one moo here as well. It was seen yesterday, but I have not seen it today, unfortunately. But they are getting up north now for breeding. We don't have them down here breeding.
Brilliant. Yeah, as you can see, most of these males are sort of not in full breeding plumage. They're probably first winter ones that are coming into their first year for breeding. So I guess most of the other males, but they've been displaying. They love it when they throw their heads back, and it's really fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'll move again a little bit. There's a pair of shell duck here. A few seconds. But yeah, it's really nice to see. I'll just check the Osprey hasn't returned. He'll probably come back with half a dozen fish. But yeah, so life is good in Sweden with you, and hopefully many of you today listening to this will be taking part in Global Big Day and through global birding. Hey, Tormand, brilliant. What have you got there? No, it's gone. And there's you've got hoopers. What about the geese, Nicholas? What's coming through in terms of geese?
Sorry, I didn't get what you said.
Hi. So we are back with our Kentish flowers.
Hi, Leah.
Hi.
So what do you have? Kentish flower?
Yes, we are back with Kentish flowers. We have here. So the second one is here. This is the female. So less colors. And the male, that you might see there. Oh, and you have crane. So we are now back and we are looking some for waders, but also ducks, but we have some pigtails, blackballs.
Hey guys. Yeah. Can you see the snowfinch? I just found a snowfinch on my telescope. It's already packed in my backpack. But if you look close in the middle, at the center of the display to the right, you see the Alpine center. In the middle, you can see the snowfinch. So they are already in breeding plumage. So the its beak is already black, and in wintertime, it's usually yellowish or ivory colored. That's pretty nice species. Hey Rachel, hey Dan.
Hey,
Hi,
yeah, good effort, Gunther, getting that just as a handheld. That's impressive.
Yeah, I was about to leave. Those guys are not shy at all. They come pretty close, and yeah, picking up the sunflowers seeds I had there, put there. Pretty cool. Nice that they showed itself. Was just right about to leave this place. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Alpine bird feeding. So how long is your descent back down now, Gunther? Have you got to walk it, or have you got a cable car or something?
No, right now I need to ski all the way down, like to not get the cable car. They usually stop around 4:30 to 5, depending on, like, skiers are forbidden to come up here a bit earlier, but if you're by foot, you're allowed to be up here until 5-ish, and then the last cable car runs down. But I have this confirmation that I can run down on my own risk at this time, and yeah, it's not far. You can almost ski the whole way down to the parking lot.
Oh, fantastic!
That's incredible! Incredible way to end the day.
Yeah, it is. It's certainly nice weather. No one's up here except for me, so yeah, pretty cool place.
That is brilliant. Yeah, fantastic.
So you said you had a lot of golden eagles there. Is that right?
Yeah,
Normally.
that's true. Like there's lots of them around here. Like, oh, that was a blue-tip tormod, huh?
Yeah.
And a grey one.
They're just
Cool.
so fast.
They're really fast. For telescope, it's quite a challenge.
It was very quiet for some time, but now it's getting busy again. So
nice.
Let's see. Well, that's
yeah,
what
such cute.
Really enjoy getting these very close views through the telescope. That's quite amazing. I mean, these are common
they're
birds,
cracking little birds,
but they're actually stunning looking.
Yeah, I always think, imagine if that was a vagrant. I mean, you wouldn't hesitate to drop what you're doing and go and look for that. As is that. That's also absolutely immaculate.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I mean,
what have you baited the bird feeder there with, Tormod? Is that?
Well, what are they called? Like fat balls with various nuts and seeds.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
birds obviously like it a lot. And to be honest, I'm kind of new to this. I'm more used to this Arctic climate birding. So these common birds, I guess, I just find them. I'm kind of rediscovering them, and it's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you get really close views of species like great spy woodpecker and the finches, even like chaffinch, siskin, and all that kind of stuff. They are just immaculate things.
It's almost like any bird species, just if you get close views of them, they're just absolutely amazing. I mean, look at that.
Definitely making the most of your fat balls, like Tormod, by the looks of things.
Yeah, it is.
Are you likely to get any other different woodpeckers there, Tormod, or is it just great spot?
Well, we actually have black woodpeckers. I've yet to see them on my feeder, but they are just flying around here calling every day.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a gripper over here.
Yeah,
we're probably not that far as the vagrant flies, really, between Aberdeenshire and Sweden. Well, depending on where you are in Sweden, of course. But yeah, one day.
Yeah. Well, now it went all quiet again, as it does all of a sudden.
Yeah, we've got the bulk of our eiders, well, half of them are fast asleep, and then we've got a few, if I just pan to the left quickly here, which they're just starting to do a bit. And there is a little feeding group out in the middle of the river. You can probably just about see the currents now as the estuary is draining. It's really picked up. So these eiders are literally paddling like crazy just to stay still. And they're sandling there, all feeding away on the banks. Not sure if there's anything else to see in that section. Yeah, these sandling, much like everybody else's, are all heading north as well.
Your blue tits hanging around for you, quite nice there.
Yeah, that little guy, he's chasing everyone else away. He's a tough little guy. They're quite cool.
Well, yeah. Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's just iPhone through the Swarovski telescope with a little Lego self-made adapter in between. Oh, there it went.
I think I could just try to give a question of how it looks. Look here. The cranes are just behind me now. They are like 30, 40, 50 meters away. So they are really close here to me.
it is more solitary. Well, they travel in flocks in winter. I guess in summer they are more pair-bound or less social.
Cranes, yeah, the cranes are really pair-bound. They stay together. Try to get back to. I think it will quite soon here take off and they are still eating here, but I think they will quite soon get off and fly to where they stay for the night. Usually out in the lake, where they can be safe from predators like foxes. The sea eagle can, of course, attack a crane, but they usually don't, and it's a little bit too big for them. How many species, Tomo, do you have on your yard list?
My feeder count is now at 20 species.
Yeah.
Well, 21 with a cold hit showing up today. And we just a couple of days ago we had Hawfinch.
Oh, that's excellent. Yeah.
The highlight.
So have that has increased a lot, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
I mean, let's
just
move over to the Osprey.
Osprey's come back. The male's come back, but without his fish, unfortunately. Can you see him, the male?
You can see his
feet,
I think, on the top of the pole.
You can see the legs. Yeah, the legs. Yeah.
On the scaffolding,
Hang on, wait a
isn't
minute.
it? Just above the nest.
No, yeah, that's better. Yeah. Yeah, now we see it. Yeah.
Can you see the whole bird? I can't.
Yeah, it's a little bit. We can't see the head. So if you put the lens a little bit. Yeah. Stop. Yeah. Now again. Yeah. Fine. Stop.
Just hold it.
Yeah. Perfect. Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
So
yeah.
If
beautiful.
That can you see the nest? And you see the nest below?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Sorry about that. It's I need the adapter needs sorting, but anyway, yeah, he's come back again without a fish, from what I can see. What he tends to do when he does catch a fish, and they always do this, the males, they will eat the head first, which is the most nutritious part, and then take it down to the female, and she'll be shouting, if you go, meep, 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 and you can hear it for miles, this amazing call. But they're great birds. Yeah, it's really fantastic. And
I had one Osprey here before, here in Lake Homburg, just before this show, Yeah.
Well, this nest is obviously artificial. We put a post in, and this is what we're doing all over the UK now, where these birds are turning up. They're used to this type of thing, so really exciting to see this. And this new camera, he's actually sitting on a new camera, which we can also see at night, as well. So it's a good infrared camera, really giving us some really interesting data about the birds. During nighttime, when we wouldn't be able to see what they're doing.
So, how close can you put artificial nest to people? Do they get disturbed or?
Not at all. No, they're pretty. I mean, we're now about 200 meters, I guess, from the nest. and so yeah, they don't seem at all perturbed. Sometimes these hides that we're in at the moment can be full of people with cameras and kids and talking, and I tell you, it's just wonderful hearing your cranes in the background. Yeah, the nest is actually in the water, so if I just go down a bit, you'll see obviously here we are at the bottom of the nest, and so as you can see, yeah. Oh, tree sparrow, lovely. God, Tormod, we used to have so many tree sparrows here, but they've now gone.
Well,
you
they're
have
moving
a good
north.
population.
They're definitely moving
Tormod,
north.
you
I
have
remember.
a good population of
Yeah,
tree
there's
sparrows.
quite a lot of them here. I even remember them arriving in Varanger, actually. That was May in 2011. They actually first tree sparrows arrived in Varanger, a small flock. And now you can see them everywhere.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Now,
Birds are really mobile.
10 years ago, we used to ring 1,000 chicks in all our nest boxes. And then 1 year, the whole population just erupted and disappeared. Really strange behavior.
Well, a few of them definitely move north, that's for sure. It's quite interesting how bird populations are really changing. I would love to.
Yeah, perhaps you could send some back to us, please.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Wow.
So, Nicholas.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes, we have moved to another lagoon to see if we see anything else. The problem is that they have some trouble with the batteries in the meantime. But here we are with flamingos again, and the pond holds purple gallinule, a roost of glossy ibises. There are some swallows moving here and there, and they make of the screen. And the thing is that it's about time to birds get into the roost until tomorrow morning, of course. And hopefully we'll see some action in the near minutes. We'll see. In the meantime, these flamingos, I think they are resting for a while, hidden and taking shelter from the wind. That's more or less what we got now. Some San Martins flying around, barn swallows. Basically, that's what we've got now.
Yeah, Rickard, are these juveniles, or they seem to be not in full plumage at all?
Yes, well, the bird on the right has pink legs and pinkish bill. Might be a second calendar, no, a third calendar year, because adults are just beginning their breeding season now. And the one in the left is yes, they become pinkier later, and this is what people aficionados to Harry Potter may recall as how they say, the bird of fire. Phoenicopterus is the Latin name is related to the story of the bird which returned into fire and was born again. How is the name? It's a mythological name of
Phoenix. Phoenix.
The phoenix, exactly. So phoenix is Phoenicopterus, right, more or less, which is wings. Is the story of that, and that comes from the wings, which have the coverts are really striking, are really pink and really reddish, more than the overall whitish plumage or slightly pinkish plumage. And when they flash with the heat of the Mediterranean where they breed, that recalled a forest fire. So since that fire returned again and turned it into a bird, indeed, this is the phoenix bird. the Phoenicopterus, Roseus in this case. Well, not maybe whitish in this case because they are some adults, but well, when they will become adults, they will be really, really pink. What's this wether galore you have there? Plovers, I mean? Yes, plovers. Come on, I see. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see if I find anything else. Have coots, single little grief. Yes, let me explore. Let's explore the edge. No, they are hidden. So
they're very difficult to find, but possibly maybe 2 to 3 pairs.
I think here the the cranes are more and more getting out of here. Here's a couple that are flying away.
Very elusive.
Here comes
You've got your camera. Can you just take a picture? Show it.
So now they're flying away to night.
I'm not doing anything else.
Hi, Sean. Just asked me about widow tits at Rutland Water. Sean, if you can hear me clearly, yeah, we still probably have 2 to 3 pairs. They're really elusive, very difficult to find. And each year, when we're ringing in the autumn, we normally maybe 2, sometimes 3. The Linden Centre, where the ospreys are, is one of the places normally to see them at the feeding station. But again, no guarantee. And over at Linden, at Eggleton Reserve, probably 1 pair. Although day before yesterday, 2 or 3 people claimed they could hear the buzz, 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 buzz call of the widow tit. Good numbers of marsh tits, but it's, as you say, and probably asking because widow tits are on a massive decline. I think something crazy like about 90% of widow tits in the UK have gone, and they're more or less confined now to some of the southern or even Midland counties. So I hope that helps. Wow, what else have we got here? What have we got flying there, Nicholas? Are these more cranes going out to roost? Oh, and here, we have a winter plumage dunlin, I think. Yeah, well, down in, the good nice dunlin and the little ring plover. Wow, that's really nice. Yeah, I love to see, and the little ring, oh no, that's little ring plover. It's got the yellow eye ring. So that's what I'm looking at, Antoine. Yeah, definitely little ring plover. Really good view of one. We did see, I think someone put on a ring plover just a few minutes ago, but normally you see, of course, dunlin are associated with common ring plover, whereas the little ring plovers tend to be more independent. At Rutland at the moment, we've got about 8 or 9 little rings. They're beginning to set up territories. They're moving around. They're displaying, and they're really nice. They started arriving about a couple of weeks ago, and so they'll be nesting. And what we tend to do to stop predators getting at the eggs, once they've got the nest, we put a wire cage over the top of the nest, about 1 meter square, and the little ring plovers happily go through the wire mesh, but it stops the predators such as crows and stuff like that getting at them. It's a great little bird. Love little ring plovers. And of course, when they fly, they don't have the white wing bar that you see on the ring plover. So again, enjoy this little ring plover. Any other waders there at all? Because interesting, you're done. Yeah. So let's have a look to see if you've got any other waders.
Hi, Tim. No, waders are gone and we're on to the Ithon Estuary now. So unbelievably, I think we've nearly had 90 minutes fly by. Everything from that amazing train action, that soundtrack's just been absolutely phenomenal, hasn't it? And right through to your Ospreys and the Alpine Centaurs and stuff. So we just wanted to say a massive thank you to Swarovski for organising this.
It has been phenomenal to be able to see such a huge diversity of birds across Europe. So we had Rickard in Catalonia, Craig and Justin down at Flamborough in England, and Tim, obviously you're in Rutland, Nicholas in Sweden, Gunther in Austria, Mark in Netherlands, Anton Leah in France, and Tomad in Denmark, and of course Dan and myself in sunny Scotland. Who thought a week ago we would be saying that? But it's been incredible. Thank you so much, Swarovski, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Everybody watching, hope you've had a great 90 minutes. I know we have, and we're going to enjoy just sitting back, chilling out to the sounds of the Idas now.
And when's the next one?
Next one is from the USA on the 21st of April. So we'll see you there.
21st. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed it.
I am a storyteller, and this landscape is my home and my inspiration.
Everything begins with what we see. This is our first connect with the natural world.
To reignite this connect with our beautiful planet, I seek stories unheard and unseen.
Exploring these forests is about knowing where to look and the clarity of vision.
In this journey, there are always moments to cherish, to share, and to slow down time.
That is incredible. Oh yeah.
This is what we live for.